Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with a Total War Warhammer 3 DLC speculation video. Today we'll be looking towards the Forge World supplement book, Tamurkhan, the Throne of Chaos, specifically the Chaos Warrior / Chaos Demon side. So without further ado, let's begin. The Throne of Chaos book was an interesting campaign book that was released through Forge World. It was centered around a very interesting Nergalite champion, but we'll get to him soon. The great thing about this book is it introduced a lot of new units for the Chaos Warriors, some new units for the Empire too, including some units from Marienburg, which we know was a free state at that point, and also brought back the return of the Chaos Dwarves. Honestly, I played through the campaign and it was absolutely awesome, and the units themselves are quite iconic. Many did not see them because obviously Forge World was quite expensive, however you really don't forget the player who brings down units from these supplements. Before we start looking over the units, it's important to note that some of these units and characters can only be taken by either the Warriors of Chaos or Demons of Chaos respectively, but we're going to go through them both, seeing as the fact that they're both in the same army. And naturally we'll be skipping over the Chaos War Mammoth because it's already in the game with the Norska faction. Maybe when the long overdue Warriors of Chaos rework finally comes out, we'll probably see it come to the Warriors of Chaos too, but until then it's specifically just for Norska. But without wasting any more time, let's begin. First we have the Chaos Siege Giant, which is a rare choice for the Warriors of Chaos. Now I know what you're thinking, we already have Chaos Giants, but this is actually a different unit. The Chaos Siege Giant is like a giant, but incredibly heavily armored and usually has had some limbs replacing with metal or other forms of weaponry. Unlike their normal giant cousins or Chaos Giants, these are heavily armored, so they'll actually be a bit more durable in the battlefield. You could pretty much use them as makeshift moving towers that can just stomp down enemy lines without dying so quickly, considering the fact that normal giants normally die quite quickly against ranged, siege, or pretty much just basic halberds. Yes, this is pretty much a reskin, but in most cases when it comes to supplements they were mostly just reskins anyway. That being said, it is a distinct visual reskin, so it's actually kinda cool. You'll be able to have a different look towards them, and also having something stronger than just an average giant that just dies out early game. I'm not sure if this is just me and I just use poor decisions with a giant, but it normally dies out very fast for me. Next we have the Plague Toads of Nergal, which are a core choice for the Demons of Chaos. They're essentially just giant plague-ridden toads, but the good thing about them is there's two variants, either the toads by themselves or the toads being mounted upon by plague bearers. Both are decently fast monstrous beasts or monstrous cavalry, which can actually be quite useful for Nergal-based armies, considering the fact that most of them are quite slow. They are tough and resilient, which fits with the Nergal theme, and also it's just kinda cool to have something a bit more different. The Rotflies would be added in already, but a lot of people, myself included, don't like flyers. They'd prefer to just go head on onto the melee, and having something quite quick that can hold enemy down whilst your plague bearers and your other demons arrive, it kinda works. Plus it would be quite distinct to the Beasts of Nergal, for example, where you'd only see 1 or 2 together, whereas the Plague Toads themselves would come in groups of maybe 3 to 6. For the last unit we have the Bowel Trolls, which, yeah, more trolls guys, it's just kinda common to see. Just think of these guys as trolls with the mark of Nergal, so harder to hit, a bit more resilient, and with the vomit attack similar to how Frog has it. I know it's a lot of reskins, but remember that pretty much trolls are very common in the Warhammer world, and we're going to be seeing a lot of reskins coming out eventually anyway. It's just how it works. Most of these reskins are Chaos Corrupted stuff, which is actually taking us to something else that isn't in the book but is mentioned in the lore, which is Chaos Ogres. It's more than likely we'll see Chaos Ogres at this point because the Ogre Kingdoms will have already been released. Yeah, they'll look pretty much the same as Ogres, just a bit chaosified. It'll still be kinda cool to have Chaos Ogres in your armies, especially as a Warriors of Chaos player. While there are not a lot of units based for this faction, there are 3 named characters, 2 belonging to Nergal and 1 belonging to Tzeentch. First we have Kazakh, the champion of Nergal. He is an expert horse rider and an incredibly adept at hand-to-hand combat. This actually goes against the Nergal stereotype where you normally see slow-moving heroes that, yeah, they can pack a punch, but they're not really the fastest. His special rules allow him to actually upgrade a unit of Chaos Knights into Rot Knights, which make them monstrous cavalry and much better in combat. Given the fact that he gives them the Fear special rule and regeneration, maybe this would come as a Regiment of Renown with him, but it's actually kinda cool. I'd love to see more heroes focused on buff elements rather than just powerhousing through everything. Next we have Sail the Faithless and his pet Chaos Spawn Nightmare. These two must be always taken together, so I imagine that we'll get a similar scenario to how Skarsnik and Globber kinda work at the moment. where both characters are actually just one unit, which would actually be quite interesting, especially for Chaos. Sale is a spellcaster who knows spells from either the Law of Heavens or Law of Shadows, but he also knows his own unique spell known as Traitor Mist, which is essentially a get out of there spell. It basically lets him get away and fly. It's kind of tough to see how this would actually work in Total War Warhammer, considering that these types of spells don't exist, but it'll probably just make him go invisible for a while so he can actually get out of combat. Last but not least, we have the Powerhouse himself, Tamurkhan, the main character of the campaign book and probably the main character of this DLC pack. This character is rather interesting because he can't die by normal means. When his body is destroyed or pretty much beyond repair, Tamurkhan, his actual form, which is that of a maggot, will lunge out at its enemy and take over the body. This is why we see him in multiple forms, that of the maggot, the Chaos Warrior that he takes over, and then the Chaos Ogre, which then gets a nice mount known as Bowel. This is what you're seeing right now, which is his final form before he eventually perishes at the end of the book. It's an intimidating model. I've seen it in person, I've played against it, it's absolutely awesome. In regards to him possessing other models and so on, I'm not sure that would be implemented, though it would be kinda cool to see maybe him take over Karl Franz at one point and all that, and permanently delete it from the Empire. It's still something that would probably be doable, but would require a lot of work from Creative Assembly. Honestly, I'd just be happy with his Chaos Ogre form and the Bowel mount as an actual option. I think that's good enough for me, to be honest, but it depends on what you guys think. But with that, let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is enough to warrant a DLC pack, or do you think more units would need to be added? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and let's start a little bit of a discussion, shall we? But with that, my friend, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below, we have various links to various social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Discord, and so on, where you can get in contact with the Great Book team. Also in our description is an affiliate link with Element Games, where you could buy loads of hobby-based stuff, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Using the special link and the special code in the description also supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Honestly, your support means the world to us and is helping the channel grow bit by bit at a much faster rate. A special thank you to our patron Gibraltar LUSC for subscribing to us at our Fane level. Honestly, mate, you're super awesome. But also thanks to all of you. Liking, sharing, commenting the video, it really helps us get the word out, and it's super cool to be able to chat with you guys about lore, gameplay, anything really. It's just awesome. But with that, my friends, thank you for watching once again. I shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.